Hello everyone, welcome back to our course ReactJS Portfolio Website Development for Teams. Today we are on lesson 1.3, Understanding JSX. So by the end of this lesson, you must understand the following. You must understand what is JSX, explain why React uses JSX, write JSX correctly, use JavaScript inside JSX, display dynamic data, avoid common JSX mistakes, create simple React interfaces. So let's explain what is JSX. JSX stands for JavaScript XML. It is a special syntax extension for JavaScript that lets you write HTML like code directly inside your JavaScript files. It helps you to write of the codes that looks like HTML, but in this case you'll be using the JavaScript files. It is one of React's most distinctive features. It looks like HTML, but some important differences, and it compiles, transforms into regular JavaScript before browser sees it. Without JSX, you have this. You can see this long code. Writing this long code just because you want to write hello world. Would you like this? But as for me, I don't. I would just like this one, which is faster. With JSX, you just write H1 hello world. That's all. You don't need to write this. So JSX is simpler, cleaner, and easier to understand. So things that are simpler, cleaner, and easier to understand, they save time as compared to the ones that requires a lot of time to understand it. And also that requires that that is harder to understand. So let's go through what we are talking about. So let's go to, we want to replace app JSX file with this code. So let's run the code first so that we can see what we have before we start editing. So let's run the command npm run dev. Just compare it as we once said before. It is faster. You see, within seconds it is. So let's run this code. Let's check this link to Chrome and see what's there on our JSX, on our project. So this is what we have. Change it. This is what we have. So let's go edit JavaScript. So let's go and edit the app JSX file and see what happens. Remove everything in app JSX. It changed everything. So as I was saying on the previous lesson, that Vite updates automatically. You can see it has been updated. So here it shows you the date, the time you have edited, you've changed your file, and the file that you have changed. So it becomes easier for you to identify the file that needs to be corrected in case there's a bug. So let's go on Chrome and see what happened to our app. You can see it has changed. We have now welcome to React, my first React application. So we need to explain step by step these functions which are on our code. Function app, this area, it creates the components what we have, the components that we need. Then the return, it returns what should appear on the screen. When we talk about what should appear on the screen, we're talking about this. This is what is appearing on the screen. This is what is covered by the React, the return function. Let's go to our code. So when we talk about the functions that are returned on the screen, this is what we are talking about, this section. So this is the section that is displayed on the screen, as you can see here. Then the div, it wraps up the content, our content. Our div section wraps up this information that appears on the screen. As we are saying, this is the area that has been wrapped by div. So everything inside return is JSX. Using JSX inside, using JavaScript inside JSX. JSX becomes really powerful when combined with JavaScript. We can display variable directly inside our user interfaces. Or for example, this, if we put this in our application, change. Let's just see what happens if we put this code. Yes, it has changed. Now we have hello Ali. So what we're talking about, it is related what we've changed. So it becomes easier for us to track if there's an error. So let's talk about curly brackets. Curly braces tells React to evaluate JavaScript expressions. It tells JavaScript to evaluate everything that is in JavaScript expression. That's the purpose of these curly brackets. These curly brackets, let's talk about these brackets which covered name. We can talk of age. Don't const you can put age and this, then the age will change. We can put school Chris Zenix. That's what appears here. It only depends on what instruction we have given for our code. So let's explain JSX versus regular JavaScript. Regular JavaScript, what yet compares JSX into? This is regular JavaScript. This element that reacts get element h1 plus then JSX is what you actually write, which is much cleaner. Here's what we're talking about. This section. JSX inside the component function greeting const name Alex react. Or this is what will appear in the screen if you give it an instruction to do that. Let's talk about the rules. JSX rules. You must know that you return one root element. If return must have a single wrapping element, use a div of fragment to wrap multiple elements. All of the elements you are going to put on JSX must be wrapped. You must not put them without being wrapped. And also it must be a single root. We must use class name, not class, because class is a reserved word in JavaScript. So if you use just class, you have given another instruction which is different from class name, which might affect your outcome. You must use HTML4, not for. The HTML attribute for on labels becomes HTML in JSX. This is also because for is a reserved word. So if you just put for, it might affect your results. It might affect your expectation. You must close all tags. Tags must be closed either with a closing tag or self-closing like this. The closing tag, for example, is ing or else self-closing tag. Looks like this. Use unclosed tags will cause errors. Use curly braces to embed in JavaScript expression. No case for attributes. This is wrong. We talk about Java's JSX. Multiple root elements return title h1, title h2. This is wrong. What is correct is wrapped in a fragment return like this. You can see this is what we are talking. It's different from this. So that's all about JSX. We'll meet on the next lesson. But today I leave you with this question. Just check your understanding if you understood the questions. So the next lesson will be using Copilot like a coding assistant. See you on the next lesson. Thank you.